can I get? Jesus. Oh, wait, 43 now. I don't... Wait, yeah, that is that price. You should be my stream. I know. I'll buy that.
Oddities are on board. Now you need a destination. I recommend Port-au-Prince, east of Port Royale. Set up your convoy there. Open the town dialogue. Trade license. You sell the grain to...
Ah! Mm-hmm. Yeah, when he gets tired, his sword gets smaller. Maybe, if that's what you want to call it. I have someone watching, so I can't tell you what I call mine. Well, apparently you call your spirit sword, so hey, you know. Or at least you know someone who calls their thing spirit sword. Alright, now X. If I sell it all, hell yeah, I'll take it for that price.
Excellent. That was my Caribbean economy crash course. Really very simple. Cheap and sell dear, and don't waste all the profit on drinks. You should now understand what the price of commodities depends on. In the beginning, you do the trading yourself. Later, you set up trade routes and leave the trading to your boys. Of course, always to your specifications.
Dan told me I should buy cheap and sell dear. Now, my problem with that is I don't see a wildlife option to, to like sell deer. Plus I was selling wheat.
You want to sail comfortably over the sea and enjoy the wind and waves?
Sorry, that was a dad joke.
Then you're in the wrong place. I want to teach you how to organize your convoys so that they yield more profit for you. And we'll start right away. Choose your convoy that anchors at Port Royale. Here you can see if the convoy has additional sailors. You can hire these via the trade dialogue if there are workers available in a town. Sailors are only needed by your combat vessels during naval battles. The total number of cannons of the convoy is displayed here. A convoy can only fight in naval battles if it has combat vessels, because only these vessels have cannons. If there is a battle, the sailors of the convoy will be distributed among the combat vessels.
Selling Bibles, if that was in Port Royal, just because you said that, I would start doing that just so I'd make you watch a stream. I would call them like the Jehovah's something. And their whole purpose would be just going around selling Bibles. The Word of the Watchtower. Or whatever it's called. I'm sorry if anybody's, knows the real name of that. I just remember there's a picture, it's like a watchtower. The convoy will distribute...
You already know the different areas of a convoy. Select the area vessels.
Oh. See, somebody knew what the hell I was talking about. You already know different areas of a convoy.
Here, you can see the vessels of your convoy. It's important that you understand the difference between a vessel and a convoy. Even if a convoy consists of only one vessel. Suppose you buy a vessel in the shipyard. Then it will stay there until it belongs to a convoy. Only then it gets a crew and is put into the harbor. From that moment on, you can fill the vessel with commodities and put it to sea. Free vessels are something like dead capital. They are not operational, but they don't generate any costs.
Later.
Two buildings in the town are important when it comes to vessels: the shipyard and the lighthouse. Let's first have a look at the shipyard in Port Royale. Select it to enter it. You have to zoom in close enough to the town, otherwise you won't be able to select individual buildings. In the shipyard, you can repair, buy, and sell vessels. As you can see, the vessel in your convoy could need a little overhaul. Get it done. Great. The repairs are being carried out. We look at the vessels the shipyard is currently offering for sale. To do so, select the next area in the shipyard. Larger shipyards sometimes offer used vessels for sale. These can come from bankrupt merchants, for example. This is a good opportunity for you to get a new vessel quickly and easily. Just buy the two vessels on offer. This military frigate needs command points. This applies to all vessels with cannons. They can only be included in convoys that have a captain, and people trained in this field do not grow on trees.
Wait, people grow on trees?
For the really big vessels, you have to prove that you are loyal to your nation and accumulate fame, here represented by fame points. Your fame increases when you do things that our dear Viceroy particularly likes. More on this later, in another lesson. Now look at the other parts of the shipyard. You can sell vessels which you don't need anymore and order the construction of vessels. However, this always takes a while, and there must be enough building material available at the town's market before the shipyard can start the construction.
Yes, let's order a frigate.
To build new convoys or add new vessels to a convoy now, you need the lighthouse. Now close the shipyard and open the lighthouse of Port Royale. On the left side, your selected convoy is displayed. On the right side, you can see your free vessels, which are docked in the harbor. Select a vessel to move it between the port and the convoy. If you have not selected a convoy that is anchored in the harbor, a new convoy will be displayed on the left side, which you can create with your vessels. Now close the lighthouse again. We have just talked about captains. Choose the Captains tab in your convoy. A convoy is ready to go even without a captain, but a captain improves many characteristics and allows to carry armed vessels. Unfortunately, such captains are hard to find, and for each, you need a captain's license. You can get a captain's license from Viceroy, but this in a later lesson. If a captain applies, this will be displayed. Now open the captain's dialogue.
Using right, choose captains. Oh, gotta hold it. Captains.
Here you can see which captains are working for you, who is applying as a captain. Every captain has skills that will improve with time. Take a look at every and then hire the captain.
Using Y.
Captain doesn't work for free, so don't forget to assign him a convoy after you hire him. Otherwise, you'll pay for doing nothing. Now, the captain to your convoy. Very good. With the help of their command points, captains can lead armed vessels. The higher the level of a captain, the more command points you can use. And that concludes this lesson about vessels and convoys. See you soon!
Okay, see you later. And I don't know how to say that name. Want to become famous by followers, primes, and views on bigfollows.com. Well, thank you for that, but I'm good.
Thank you for participating in this lesson on trade routes. It could also be called 10 Ways to Screw Up Others' Businesses. I'll teach you how to massively increase your trade volume. Now, select your convoy, which is anchored off Cartagena, and select the Trade Route tab.
10 ways to screw others' businesses. So I'm in. Now, select my convoy.
As long as you only have a convoy, you can, of course, act on your own, buying, transporting, selling commodities. But with more convoys, it gets out of hand. You have to learn to give orders to your convoys so that they are sailing for you automatically. For that, you need the trade routes.
Yay!
Now, click on the Trade Routes button to open the dialog, and then select Create New Route. Here, you create new trade routes and assign them to your convoys. A new route does not yet contain any towns, so you will have to edit it first. This is the navigation map. It shows you wind direction and wind force everywhere. With tailwind, a convoy will naturally drive much faster, and time is money. The red areas are sometimes hit by storms. This increases the risk that your convoy will be damaged. That's what areas with a dull wind look like. Here, convoys move very slowly. Therefore, such areas are usually avoided. The colored areas near coasts indicate shallow waters and reefs. Convoys with greater draft have to be very careful here, and therefore do not make rapid progress. Convoys consisting only of vessels with little draft have no problems here. Now look up to the left. There you will see the towns where you have acquired a trading license. You will also see what each town is producing at the moment. Set up a trade route with these 4 towns. Simply select the towns in this order: Cartagena, Portobello, Bluefields, Puerto Cabezas.
Closer. Why can't I? Why do you track over the thing? Like, I'm trying, it won't let me. I selected that one. Now I want this one. Why can't I select you? I select you then? Yeah, there you go.
As you can see, all the towns will appear in the list, and even the exact course of the route will be shown. However, this route is not very convenient. The convoy would have to sail frequently against the wind and would make only slow progress. The first thing you should do is to change the order of the towns. To change the position of a town in the list, you can select and move it.
Okay, I see. Oh no, there we go. That one first. And then
you
it
see,
should be this
the course
guy.
of the route is
go.
already much more consistent with the wind directions. But you can optimize the route even more because it runs through an area with little wind. Select the route at the marked position and move it up to the other marker outside the calm. And see how this reduces the duration of the trip.
Oh, Okay, hold up. Okay, hold up, hold up, hold up. No! Do I have to hold it?
You can certainly improve the route in other places to take better account of the wind, avoid potential storms, or avoid shallow water and cliffs. Feel free to experiment. Then select the town of Cartagena in the list to set the commands for that town.
I want to try to keep you out of the redness. Yes, there we go. Can improve the route in other places, so take better the wind, avoid potential storms, or avoid shallows, waters, and cliffs. So and sail out as much as possible. Except that just seems like it'd be a waste of time. Just delete that. That's pretty much as much out of the shallows as it can be. Alright, and select the town of Cartagena in the list. Oh, okay.
Of course, your people need to know what to buy, what to sell, and what to keep their hands off. So you give them guidelines, which they then follow. Don't worry, it sounds more complicated than it is. The commodities produced in a town are often in abundance. That makes them cheap, and you can sell them in other towns at a profit. Search for cotton and give the order to buy. Your people will then buy cotton as long as it can be sold on the route and the purchase price is low enough.
Yeah, 420. Anyway, cotton, right?
But your people are not stupid. If there are no sell orders for a commodity, if there is no demand, or if the purchase price is too high, they will not buy it.
Nice.
If you actually have to deliver a commodity somewhere, even though it is very scarce and expensive, you can deactivate this automatic pricing and give your people a maximum purchase price. But for the beginning, you shouldn't even think about such things.
Yeah, I usually have like a personal private convoy just for stuff like that.
Find 2 more commodities in Cartagena that you want to buy, and switch to the town Puerto Cabezas when you are ready.
You know, beer usually sells pretty well everywhere.
Puerto Cabezas can certainly use the commodities you want your people to buy in Cartagena, so these commodities to... By the way, if you select a commodity, the list of towns will show you where it is bought or sold. Of course, you can also set further preferences for priority, quantity, and price when selling, but it is not important at first. If you want to know what this is for at a later time, just have a look at my tips and tricks. So, an easy route is now available. If you want, you can of course make further settings for the other towns. Feel free to, when you're ready, close the edit mode for the route again. You will now be shown all kinds of information about the route, but since the route is new, most of the values are 0, and as long as no convoy uses this route, nothing will change. You should therefore assign it to your selected convoy. And now you only have to give your convoy the command to follow the route. Very good. If you now close the route dialog, you can see how your convoy sets sail and executes your commands. In the port of Cartagena, there are now 2 more convoys ready for you. Up here, you can see how many of your convoys are not on a trade route right now. You can select such a convoy either directly in the world or by switching through. Please switch to a free convoy now. Now send this convoy to the route you just created. Open the route mode again. And now select again the option Assign Route and activate the route on the convoy. Great! You see, a route can have several convoys. This is especially useful if the route is very long. A lot of commodities have to be transported. Your current is short and the quantity is still small, but that can change once the towns start growing. You can, of course, change, extend, and optimize a route at any time. The affected convoys will implement these changes immediately. Finally, one more thing. The trade route dialog shows you the data of different routes. Also view the balances of individual convoys. Close the trade route dialog now and take a look at convoys and towns.
Wait, did it say right bumper? Yeah, right bumper, not left bumper. Well, I don't know which is the picture.
Among other things, all your convoys and vessels are displayed here. You can also view the balances of your convoys, which are currently on tour with a trade route. So you can quickly see if a convoy is currently making gains or losses. This lesson is now also completed. You have now learned the most important things about trade routes. By the way, if you later have your own warehouses in towns, they can also be used and filled by trade routes. More about this in my course about production.
So this might be a small, simple stream because it's going up onto the YouTubes. It'll probably just be all the tutorials.
Welcome to the course about production and why producing by yourself is better than buying from others. And while you're at it, I can also hammer some more insights about the Caribbean economy home. You already know that you can earn a lot of money by buying commodities here cheaply and selling them expensive elsewhere. Now, it can happen that you could sell more commodities than are offered. For example, because the production is too weak or there are too many merchants underway, then it is worth considering getting into production yourself. Sure, during production there are costs for buildings, raw materials, and workers. But if everything runs normally, you produce the commodities at a reasonable price, and you can sell them for a profit wherever they are needed. With optimizations, you can reduce your unit costs even more, and thus increase your profits.
Yeah, like send all your products to your warehouse, and then from your warehouse you have a convoy who's on an automatic trade route, grab them from there, and then send them to places that need them.
For this course, Cartagena is your hometown. Open the town dialog. Here you can see which commodities can be produced with efficiency by cultivating or mining. You can produce handicrafts everywhere because they depend on raw materials and not graphical specifics. Here you can see which commodities are actually produced in the town. Each town can produce up to 7 different products. Your business will also be displayed here later.